Hello students, welcome in this session. In a previous lecture, we see the Faraday's experiment and Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So the next article from this topic, that is the Lenz's law. So let us discuss about what is the Lenz's law. So first we see what is the statement of that law. This law gives the direction of induced EMF which is produced by the process of electromagnetic induction. So what Lenz says? Lenz says that the direction of induced EMF or current is such that it opposes the change in magnetic flux which produces it. So this is the Lenz law. What that law? The direction of induced EMF is such that it opposes the rate of change of magnetic flux which produces it. That is, if the magnetic flux goes on increasing and EMF or current is induced in the coil, then this current or EMF is induced in a direction such that it opposes that increasing of that magnetic flux. Otherwise, if we break the primary circuit, that is magnetic flux goes on decreasing. If the magnetic flux goes on decreasing, EMF or current is induced in that coil, then EMF or current is induced in that coil such that it opposes the decreasing in magnetic flux, and that is the Lenz law. That is, the direction of induced EMF or current is such that it opposes the rate of change of magnetic flux which produces it. So we can discuss with the help of figure. So we can write the mathematical equation of Faraday's law, that is E that is equal to minus d phi by dt. That is, negative sign indicates that the direction of induced EMF is opposite to that of d phi by dt. But phi is the flux linkage and it is given by equation n phi dash. So phi dash is a flux linked with the single turn of coil. So this can be written as E that is equal to minus n d phi dash by dt. Okay. So we can be explain this Lenz law with the help of this figure. In this figure we see that what we see, this is a bar magnet whose n pole is approaches towards the face of coil. Then it is found that when n pole of the bar magnet is approaching the coil, then the EMF or current is induced in this coil such that it is in an anticlockwise sense. So this is the anticlockwise sense. This is also an anticlockwise sense. So when there is an anticlockwise sense current, then the current produces this phase as a n pole. We see that the current carrying coil acts as a magnetic dipole and its two face acts as a pole, and this face of the coil which is facing the bar magnet acts as a n pole because the anticlockwise current is set induced in it. So if the n pole approaching the coil induces the current, then this current makes this face as a n pole, and there is a force of repulsion between the similar poles, that is n and n pole, and hence this current opposes the approaching of magnet. This is the Lenz law. So when n pole is approaching toward the coil, then current is induced in that coil such that that phase acts as a n pole, and this n pole repels the or motion of magnet towards the coil which produces the induced current, and that is the Lenz law. So again we explain this by another way. Suppose this is the figure A. In this figure A, the bar magnet with n pole approaches towards the coil, and if this is the face of coil, then the current in this coil is induced such as an anticlockwise sense, so that this face acts as a n pole, and there is the force of repulsion between n and n pole. So in figure A, when north pole of a bar magnet is being pushed towards a closed coil, the magnetic flux through it goes on increasing. Then EMF or current is induced in that coil in such a direction that it opposes the increasing flux. This is possible only when the current is anticlockwise or counterclockwise. So with respect to observer situated on the side of magnet, suppose here is the observer, then this current is a anti-clockwise sense, so that the face of that magnet acts as a N pole. So consider a second case. If the magnet is recedes or move away from that coil, then the direction of induced EMF is abruptly changes, and this current flows in a clockwise sense, and so that this phase acts as a yes pole. And we see that there is the force of attraction between N and S pole, and therefore this induced current, which makes this phase as a yes pole, it attracts this bar magnet, that is, it opposes the proceed of the receding of a bar magnet. So when N pole of a bar magnet is moved from the coil as shown in figure, the direction of induced current is a clockwise in the coil, and which acts as a yes pole, which acts as a S pole. So the work has to be done. So we have to done a work to move this magnet away from that magnetic force of attraction. So we have to apply the external mechanical energy or mechanical work. So here we have to require a external work to push the magnet towards the coil or to move the magnet away from the coil, and we have to done a work, that mechanical work, that is mechanical energy is converted into a electrical energy in this phenomenon of electromagnetic induction. So in electromagnetic induction, the mechanical energy is converted into a electrical energy in the presence of magnetic field. So this is the explanation of Lenz's law. So Lenz's law is in accordance with the law of conservation of energy, or this law obeys the law of conservation of energy. So see how it is possible. So we see that the direction of induced EMF or a current, induced EMF or a current is such that it opposes the change which produce it. If the current is induced due to the motion of magnet, then current in the coil set itself to stop the motion of that magnet. We see that when there is a relative motion between magnet and coil, EMF is induced in it, and this induced EMF or current opposes or stop the motion of that magnet. So it opposes the mechanical work which causes the change in magnetic flux. Okay, therefore we have to perform the work, and thus in the process of electromagnetic induction, mechanical energy is converted into a electrical energy in the presence of magnetic field. Thus Lenz's law is accordance with the law of conservation of energy. We see that according to law of conservation of energy, one form of energy is converted into another form of energy. So here mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Okay. However, if the reverse would be happen, we say that the direction of induced EMF is opposed to that of the rate of change of magnetic flux. But if reverse is happen, that is induced EMF aids or helps the change in magnetic flux which produces it. So the little change in magnetic flux produce an induced current with the help of change of magnetic flux, and further it produce a more current, because here the induced EMF aids the change in magnetic flux. Suppose if we brought a N pole towards the coil, then that phase acts as a S pole, and that S pole attracts the magnetic magnet, and the rate of change of magnetic flux goes on increasing, that is induced EMF or induced current aids this rate of change. So what it causes? It increases the magnitude of induced EMF, and this process goes. That is, if the magnet is brought towards the coil, so that induced EMF helps it, and more current is induced, and more force of attraction goes. And if the rate of change of goes on increasing, this results into the infinite growth of a induced EMF without any expenditure. So this would create energy, electric energy, out of nothing. But it is possible because it violates the law of conservation of energy. So we cannot produce the energy without the expenditure of any other form of energy. So this is, we see that the Lenz's law is the consequence of law of conservation of energy. And we see that the Lenz's law incorporates with the Faraday's law. So what is the connection of Faraday's law and Lenz's law? We see that in Faraday's law, the E that is equal to minus d phi by dt. But by definition, phi that is equal to BA cos theta. If a theta is equal to 0, cos theta is equal to 1, then we have phi that is equal to BA. Now substitute this value in equation 1, we get E is equal to minus d dt of BA. So B is the magnitude of magnetic field or induction, and A is the surface area. So in a vector form, we can see that E that is equal to minus modulus of A bar into dB bar by dt. So E is equal to minus modulus of A bar into d bar dot dt. If B increases with the time, then dB bar by dt is positive. And magnitude of A, magnitude is always positive. So this is also positive. So the product of both factors is also a positive, and by screw rule, this EMF must be in clockwise direction. By screw rule, this EMF must be in clockwise direction, but what actually founds that this is a anti-clockwise direction or counterclockwise direction. This is actual fact, that is, it is opposite. Therefore E is negative, and therefore we can write that E that is equal to minus d phi by dt. Thus Lenz's law incorporates into the Faraday's law. So this is the connection between Lenz's law and Faraday's law. So we stop here.